show you how to do some finishing touches to it and put some lighting tricks on top of what you've got going on. Okay. So I'm going to start with putting a kind of an interesting little spin on a detailed item, a personal item that I'm going to put in here. So let's see, very quickly, I might save a copy of this just in case I start working and I break something that I don't love. Saving a copy is going to be a nice way to make sure that you can always go back and you can have a different version of it to work with. Okay, so I'm just going to save a copy first. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in something I wanted to add to my Indiana Jones room, which would be a whip. Okay, and let's see, I've got the whip downloaded right here. I'm going to place this, and as a quick reminder, you know, I'm going to use the magic wand tool. I've turned my tolerance down on the magic wand to 10, so make it a little bit easier for it to select all the white areas. If I hold down shift, I can get more white areas, and shift if I get into some of these smaller white areas here. This one's going to be a little bit tricky for me, but just going to try and get as much of this white space as I can. If this isn't working out for you, I'm going to deselect this really quick and I'm going to show you a new trick. Under the select menu, it's called color range. Okay, and what you can do is you can choose a color. So I'm just going to choose white in this case, and you can see here it's going to make a mask over everything that's white. Fuzziness will adjust how much it sees as white. And so if we put it down, it would be very pure white. But if we kick it up a little bit, it's going to start getting some of the edges in between some of these things. So I'm going to go maybe right about there. I'm going to click OK. And now, because I selected white, I've got to go up here and select the inverse. And then I'm going to mask it. And there we go. That has a pretty good looking whip. So I'm going to say, like, I want to bring this whip down here, and I want to put the whip over the chair as if it's like hanging there. So I'm going to scale it down. I'm going to bring it over here to the chair. Okay. But as you can see, like, part of it's on top of the chair, but I want some of it to kind of be behind the chair. So maybe I wanted like this piece here to be behind. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit so I can take a closer look at what I've got going on here. And let me do a little edit, transform, and let's play with the perspective a little bit. I think we need to angle it out this way a little bit more, and we're going to put it right here so it's going to kind of rest behind this portion of it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click done. And so what I'm going to do in order to put this behind is I'm actually going to go to the whip's mask. I'm going to highlight the mask right here. And remember, whenever we're working with a mask, if we use black, okay, I go in here with black, I can go in and I can start removing pieces from the mask. See here, so I can remove this area where the chair's arm was, okay, just like that. Now, this is, let's see, how's this? This is going to go in front of this side and behind that side. So, to make this even a little bit easier, one of the things I could do is I could go down to the chair itself. Here it is. If I hold Command and click, now I can only draw where that chair is. No, I take that back. That's not going to happen. Command D, deselect that. All right, I'm just going to swap out to white here. I'm going to add some of this back in because I'm going to get a little bit closer. And I'm going to paint that back on with white so that the edge of the chair is there. If I hit the X button, it's going to swap. So X again, white. Let's put that back in over the top of the chair right here. Right? So it's just going to show up. Maybe I make the brush smaller with the bracket. Just get in here, X, turn white so I can include that. So now it looks like the whip is coming on one side of the chair and it's going in on the other. And then down below, if I wanted to do that here, it could come out. And let's say it goes behind this one. So I'm going to cover this with black here. And I just kind of draw out where the chair was. There we go, make that a little bigger. And so there's a fun kind of a masking trick. So there I've kind of integrated this piece into my furniture a little bit, created a little extra depth. switch to white, paint that in, there you go. And so now, when I back out, that's pretty cool looking because the whip is sitting around his chair right there, just kind of dangling onto the floor. It's a little big looking, but that's all right. The next thing that I want to show you, because hopefully at this point you have fine-tuned all of your items. You have your 3 or more big furniture pieces. You have your 5 to 7 personal items. And you've got a window with a look into the outside world. So right now, everything's just, pretty bright, right? I want to create some mood. I want to create some lighting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move all the way up to the top. Get rid of this that I already did so I can show you how to do it again, okay? I'm going to move all the way up to the top layer, and I'm going to add an adjustment layer. That's this circle down below here. It's half filled in and half not. And when I click on that, probably the easiest one to start with would be like brightness and contrast, okay? So with this, I could go ahead and I could reduce the brightness of everything, okay? So I could just go ahead and make the room pretty dark, okay? And you'll notice that this adjustment layer comes with a mask, okay? So we have this mask right here. And now if I want to, because remember we hide things on masks using black. So right now the adjustment layer is making everything dark. So if I want to hide the darkness, I'm going to paint on it with black. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to use my brush tool. I'm going to make sure the brush has real soft edges. And then I can adjust the size of the brush here, or I can hit the bracket key to make it bigger. And now I can start selecting like where I want my light to come out. So maybe I want to light up, this is a lamp right here. So I want some light kind of coming out of the lamp. All right. And then I want some light that spills down. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. So I'm going to have this light spilling down off the lamp. And let's just say it's going to hit just right here. It's going to hit the outside of the chair. And you see, I'm going to put light right there. I'm going to put this light in. I'm just slowly working this in, okay, to make it kind of dramatic. And there we go. We have that light. Now, we also have, see, that's probably going to hit the chair a little bit there. Okay, so I'm lighting up that part of the room. We also have this, so I can go ahead and put some light inside this guy here. Okay, and then let's just say that I want a little bit more light to be coming out of this, but not as bright as this one. So what I'm going to do, instead of painting with black, I'm going to paint in like a 50% gray. Okay, so something right in the middle there. And now with that gray where I paint on the mask, it's going to light up. Let's go ahead and light up this area. I could do a big, we'll light up this area around the chandelier, okay? So we can just see that's putting off light, but it's not putting off quite as bright of a light. All right, so that's pretty cool. We can also go in here and we can brighten up what's kind of coming through the window, as if this sunlight is kind of beaming in through the window here. So I can paint, I'm going to paint some of that gray into this side. I'm going to paint it over here, paint it over here, paint it over here, as this light's kind of coming through the window, which is pretty cool. All right. And then if I wanted to, I'm going to make another layer. And on this layer, I'm going to start painting with color. See how this has like a nice orange color coming out of the outside of it? So I'm going to go here. I'm going to pick this color. I'm going to pick kind of a warm sunsetty orange right here. Maybe something pretty bright like that. And now, like on this top layer, if I went ahead and I started painting, it's going to make all this light orange. This is going to make this orange. And that's like intense. That's like too much, right? Looks like too much. But let's go ahead and change this guy here. This guy is a layer blending mode. So this, see now, I can make the light that comes through that one of these blending modes. And so now these colors are going to come across as kind of mixed in. So there we go. We have this warm. So soft light is a really nice one to use. Okay. And now if I want to paint more soft light on there, look at that. I can paint this as if like this is just the light that's coming in here in the evening. And so now I've got this colored light hitting. Okay. Maybe over here in this cabinet, I wanted a little highlight. Okay. So I could probably, on this one, I'd probably just go back down to this layer and I'd swap out to black because I kind of want it here. And I just say, like, yeah, let's say he's got some lighting in this cabinet to make sure that these items here are kind of popping, so that, there we go, they're kind of showcased. All right, so here are some of the things. Again, if you don't like this, you can go in, you can put a mask on it, and anywhere you did that painting, right, go ahead and take black, right, with this, and we can go ahead and eliminate it, make it a little less dramatic where it's coming through. But those are going to be the finishing touches that you're going to be putting on your project. All right, so yeah, jump in, start doing the work that needs to be done, and let me know if you need some help, and I'll come around and help you.